Hashtag sponsored by Celsius.
Yeah.
Hey, bub. Hey. Watch out. Go.
It's fine.
Go play.
It's all right.
Are you a Fishroom dog? Now, puppies and cats sell on YouTube, man. I think they got like 90% of the algorithm. I wonder if...
Hey guys, what's going on? Branton here. As you guys can see next to me, we got Kyle from Outside In Aquatics. Decided to come down here for the day to the windy city of Chicago. The drive down here wasn't bad. It was actually pretty peaceful. It was early in the morning. I left my house at like 6, so the drive back might be a little worse, but it is what it is. We just got back from the GCCA, too many C's, and yeah, that was fun. It was really busy. Yeah. What's going on, Kyle?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm so happy to have you in the fish room. You are the first person to do a tour of this fish room besides for me, except for, we had the one, but he didn't come out to see it. So this is going to be fun. It'd be interesting.
And I think that was the same for Stefan, so that's like 2 in a row that I guess nobody's ever really come in and filmed the fish room, so it's kind of neat.
Very cool.
This fish room's a little different than most fish rooms. This fish room's actually kind of partly in the kitchen area, which is very unique and kind of cool.
Yeah, we'd be cooking up fishes around here.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, with that being said, we can move these chairs out of the way and we'll get into it.
Sweet.
All right, Kyle, we're at your first fish tank here in the fish room. This one's really cool. There's a lot of moss, and what is that? Some pogostemon?
Yeah. So basically, we got some pogostemon octopus, so the pogostemon slotus octopus, and then we got some crypt pontoderifolia. We got some Christmas moss in there, and then there may be some boosts left in there. I can't remember, but mainly just some anubias and everything. There was some little clumps of buse that I was growing out, but I think I took them off and put them in the next tank we'll be looking at.
Gotcha.
This is mainly used for some coal, shrimp, and CPD grow out, basically. Yeah, those are all homebred CPDs. The original group I got from a guy named John Hornig out in Greenwater Aquarium Society. Definitely one of my favorite fishes. I love breeding them. It's like my go-to for, getting a confidence booster after an issue, in the fish room. Sometimes you get knocked down, project doesn't go the way you want to. This is the fish I go back to breeding when that happens.
Man, that one in there is super pretty. I guess I've never had CPDs, and I've never even really given them the time of day. These ones look really nice.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think I've actually probably let the color down a little bit. They were like stunners when I first got them, especially in the morning when they first wake up. You'll get that nice bright orange coloration with that blue, and then like the black striping on the male's fins. The females are obviously a little bit less colorful. This is a good example of a female right here. Nice fat belly.
I don't know why.
Doesn't want to.
I don't know.
Ooh,
there we go.
Nice. That's a nice shot right there, dude.
Yeah.
Very nice. But yeah, these are CPDs are probably one of my favorite fish for sure. Definitely fun to breed.
Very cool. See it on the camera. Yeah, there's some shrimp in there.
Yeah. And hopefully hopefully we'll be able to see some eggs. I did recently move my breeding tank, and usually after that it'll be a little while till I start seeing some, eggs popping out. But we might be able to see some today. Hopefully I gave it enough time to where we'll actually see some babies. Oh,
cool. All right, Kyle. So this one is just a hop away from the one we were just looking at. And what's going on in this one?
So this one started off as a tank I like to call my Bouquet tank. It's hard to see now that it's overgrown, but in the center here, I had basically built like a woodscape bouquet out of monkey pods, I think they were called, and driftwood and a few other different things. Basically just to, make a flower bouquet center. That was kind of the idea. I guess an island is a different way of looking at it. Yeah, so that was pretty much that. I used this to house my blue Neocaridina shrimp. There are some Rillies in there. There's a couple different colorations that come out of the line, but mainly a solid blue. I also have one of my homebred dwarf neon rainbows in there, out of a batch that I did about 3 months ago. Pretty cool. Got some random plecos swimming around in there too. Those are just some bristlenose plecos I got from a friend of mine. And then we got some crypts, Ludwigia broadleaf. We have crypt Fiancée. We have crypt Wendetti, crypt Becketti, crypt Lucens. Lucens is that one that's in there with those thinner leaves.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see that hidden in the back there. That's one of my favorites. It kind of can be a carpeting plant too.
Yeah, that's a nice looking one.
Yeah. And I have that set in like one of those monkey pods, so it's kind of like in a planter almost.
Nice.
Yeah, real neat. And like everything is air powered. Only sponge filters here and all the tanks.
So what, this is a little neon rainbow baby?
Yep, that's the dwarf neon rainbow right there.
Sweet.
Yeah, looking healthy and happy.
Yeah. And then what is this, pearlweed in the front?
Yeah, that's pearlweed.
Is that what you got from me, or?
Yeah, actually, you had saved my culture because you came and gifted me that right after. This tank used to be, filled with pearlweed. It was the only thing that was in there. And I woke up one morning and I had always run a pretty weak airflow on it, and I think the whole thing got suffocated from the amount of CO2 or oxygen that was ate up by all the plants in there. And so now I run it a little bit differently. I run a lot more air running through there to make sure everything stays nice and oxygenated, especially overnight, because your tanks can eat up a lot of oxygen if you don't have a strong airflow to get that oxygen movement, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. But you saved me with that. You brought back that pearlweed culture, and now I actually have some again, which was sweet.
Cool.
Sweet thing to happen.
Yeah. All right, so we got a series of tanks here we're gonna run down. We'll start with this row right here. What do we got going on in this first tank here?
So those are German white guppies. So far, I don't know how true that strain is gonna be. I haven't really seen any of the fry. Growing up with that real solid white, like you can see that male there. That male is the coloration that I was hoping to get out of them.
Okay.
Haven't really seen that coloration come to fruition yet, so we'll see about that.
So what is this yellow and black then? That's
the female, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that coloration, to be honest. That's been kind of weirding me out. There was 2 females that were in there that both had the white coloration, almost like that male, right? And then that female started showing that coloration, and since then I just don't trust the strain as much, because I'm like, I don't know how that's going to express later on if I get any of those. You could see that fry right there definitely has some white on the fins and stuff, but I don't know how it's going to come out. We'll see. Don't have a lot of hope for it, though, I'll be honest.
So what do you got going on in here for plants?
So that's a Pontigeton gayi, and some Vallisneria I think is in there.
Yeah.
That one is a tank that's actually going to be getting taken down soon. Be replaced with the 20 long. I was telling you about that project, I think, a little bit. But yeah, that one I'm just gonna probably part ways with that strain. I really like the male. The male coloration. If I can get that strain going like that, it'd be cool. But as you'll see, I got a few strains of guppies here. I don't think I need to be dealing with more than all the ones you guys will see here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go right next door.
So yeah, these are my Pingu guppies. These ones I'm real excited about. I had seen a group of these online at one point, and I didn't believe the coloration at first. I was like, no way, dude, no way. And then one of the vendors at the swap that I sell at, Fins and Feathers, had brought a group of these in, and me and another vendor both got in on a deal, and we got a big group of them for unbelievably inexpensive, and they're breeding out pretty true, man. You could see the baby. This is what I like about this strain, is you could see like this young, the coloration's already starting to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like when we were looking at this one, you can't really tell, and it's probably just because it's the white, but I can already tell that that's going to be. I mean, that's a male Pingu right there. Like you know it, you know, and you can see that the black head. You'll get some pink through the body, yellow tail. Real nice coloration, especially under good light.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah, that's something I'll be offering up for sale relatively soon here.
Okay, and what kind of plant you got? What, corkscrew valve?
Yeah, so that's
willow hygro.
Yeah,
Hygrophilia willow.
Yeah, it's a hygrophilia. I don't think that's the willow. The willow is right here. This is the one that you gave me.
Okay.
This is the willow.
Okay. You still got that going, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Nice. And then that's actually growing immersed right here.
Oh, sweet.
Too. So I'll be able to show you that in a second. But that's either silicofolia, so hygrosilicofolia, or there's another one too. I had like 3 different types at one point, and I mixed them together, and now I don't know the individuals. But yeah, there's some corkscrew valve, the silicofolia or the hygrophilia, whatever type it is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's that tank I'm definitely not getting rid of anytime soon. I like that strain.
All right, now this is looking nice over here with the red. What kind of plants we got going on in here?
So I'll be honest, I bought that and it was labeled Ludwigia narrowleaf. I don't know the scientific name on it, just like that Ludwigia broadleaf we looked at earlier. I'm guessing the Ludwigia repens, I think, or something like that. Not 100% certain. Just love the plant. That coloration, it's really nice. You get that reds relatively easily too. What I like about it is, since it doesn't have the broad leaves, it has those narrow leaves. You don't get the shading out effect that you have with a lot of the broader leaf stem plants. So you get like a different textured stem plant, but like I said, you don't get that the shading out. So you don't lose all those leaves at the bottom as much. Whereas like the Ludwigia broadleaf that I was showing you earlier, you lose a lot of those bottom leaves once it starts growing taller. Now the fish in there, those are my pygmy swordtails. Those are probably, out of my fish that I have in here right now, probably my second favorite fish following the CPDs. I love the colorations you get out of them. The males get this super bright yellow. Like, they're not really expressing it very much right now, but you can kind of see it coming out on him a little bit, but they just get yellow, like so bright yellow. And I'm going to be putting those into a 20 long to give them nice amount of room, and I'll be offering those for sale soon, shortly here.
Sweet.
Yeah, those are just super fun fish, good looking, and they're a fish that gives you like that natural wild caught coloration, but it doesn't have like the size of like an overbearing natural coloration, large like swordtail or something like that. You get that. It's like a perfect medium.
So this is about as big as I get here.
Yeah. So this is that's about a full size.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, those guys are about the full size.
So maybe a little over an inch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, about the size of like a male guppy, I suppose. A little bit smaller.
Yeah, I like those. Those are cool. All right. Next door, I know the fish because we just got these at the swap.
Yep.
Those are the Apistogramma, what?
The Apisto McMasteri red neck.
Red neck, okay.
Yeah, so there's the red neck, the red shoulder. I was actually choosing between those two. This is the one that's got the more red up towards the head. I guess the other ones are, the red is farther down the body is what I was kind of noticing.
Okay.
Also got some fun little plants in there. One we're not going to talk about, and then the others, we got the hygro cherry leaf, which that's actually a Stephen P. plant, and then crypt. You know what? Actually, that little crypt right there, this green one, that was a gift from Stefan, and I actually don't know what type it is. I gotta ask him.
Okay.
But he had gifted me that along with some Brazilian pennywort at one point.
Well, if Stefan's watching this, go ahead and tell us what kind of plant,
Yeah.
what kind of crypt that was, Stefan. And then if anybody knows the name of this,
that would be nice as well, yeah.
the name of this plant in here, that'd be great. Probably Steven or somebody will know that one.
Yeah, I would love to know the scientific name for that, because I really do appreciate having all of those names kind of in the back of my head there.
All right, so I've seen the female. Where do we think the male's?
The male, I actually think, just hutted up. I think he was in that hut, which I got to get another one. You really, when you're breeding the pistos, you want to have 2 huts. And I don't speak anything as like this is the law of nature or anything like that, but from what I've all the research and everything I've learned is you want to have 2 huts. Right now, those are brand new. I thought I had an extra hut and I forgot that I had used it. So,
there he is.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, dude, look at him.
Oh, there he is.
Come on, bud. Come on up front. I'll give you food.
Sweet.
But yeah, so there's yeah, you want to have the 2 huts just to give them both their own homes, and then they can choose to be together if they want to.
Yeah, it's like giving them a choice rather than having it be forced, I guess.
Yeah. And so we'll see. Hopefully that goes together. Want to keep them fed up, get them some good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
We got a puppy visitor.
what are you doing?
We got a puppy visitor. Hello.
What's up, Jax?
Hello, puppy.
Little nosy nugget, man. That's his nickname. He's the nosy nugget. Get out of here. Watch out. Hey, Bubs. Watch out. Come on. Come on, go. All right.
Alright, we'll move next door.
So these are the green deltas I actually got from you.
Okay.
So seen some mixed colorations coming out of them. Definitely, this is pretty close to what we're going for, but it's a lot more blue. These are ones you really got to get in the right light.
Yeah, I noticed mine would kind of be more on the blue side rather than the green side as well. But everybody's that I've seen of these, it kind of does give that. It looks blue until, like you said, you get them in the right light, and then it kind of looks like green. It's more like a teal.
Yeah, agreed.
But
Yeah, I think green is one of the more elusive colors to bring out a fish.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely gets washed out towards like a blue for the most part. I've noticed that with like angels too. I think there's a lot of the breeding towards green and angels. That's like the sought after color. But yeah, so I mean you notice like the females. I get 2 different types of females out of them. I'll get like a dark half, like dark back half, and then one that's more lighter colored throughout the body. And so I do wonder if maybe I had a cross contamination at one point.
Yeah.
You know, because if you notice, these actually were never next to each other. This just was put together or next to each other in the past 2 weeks ish.
Uh huh.
But I've always had these, and these do come out with like a half black. So maybe a male jumped in there or something, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of these guys, what are these guys then?
These are one of my claims to fame over here. These are like a hot commodity out in the Greenwater swap when I bring them to the auctions. This is the blue metal lace guppy. Let's see if we can get a little more light in here if we pull these tops off. And then I got a sparkling gourami in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys, they can kind of show up blacker or blue depending on the light. We also have that weird mutant one there with some sort of growth coming off the
Yeah,
bottom.
he's got like the turkey feather in the front there.
Yeah, but these ones will throw out like a half black coloration, and then like the blue blue tail, blue body, and then that metal like silver coloration in the body too.
Okay.
They're probably one of my favorites. And what's funny is I did not pay very much attention to this strain for like over a year. My girlfriend was the one that was like her tank, right? She had the blue metal lace, always kept them. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to start pulling some out of there for the swaps. And dude, like the first time I brought them in, people were just like, what is this? I got to have them. And I'm not going to lie, since I've started selling them, I've started seeing them pop up a lot. So I think that market is becoming a little bit flooded out here lately. So we'll see how long it keeps up. But they're definitely a hot commodity for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some tubs down here.
Yeah, you want me to actually pull these boys out?
Yeah, pull them out. That's up to you.
So there we go. This one's not fully built up yet. Let's see. Where's my? I just had my flashlight. Where the frick did I put that?
That's the story of my life, man.
Yeah.
Set something down and I don't know where it went.
So this is just basically I pull out some of the males that look the best, and I just kind of throw them in here as a holding tank. And then I run specials on just like male guppies for people if they just want to make a pretty tank with a bunch of pretty guppies, you know. Right now it's a little low, say big old sale for from somebody. And yeah, so we got some plants in here. This one is one that I've been struggling with for the longest time. Every time I get it to get a big amount, it ends up dying back. But this is Taiwan lily. This is going to be going in that 33 long up there at one point. But Taiwan lily, and just got some rotala. This is that Ludwigia broadleaf I was talking about, growing pretty well in there. And yeah, this is just kind of a work in progress. It's going to be another one of these ponds here, and you'll see how that goes. But yeah,
cool.
Nothing much to see in there.
All right, I'll get out of your way so you can pull this one out here.
Yep. All right. So then we got our black mollies in here. Got these from you.
Yeah.
And they're looking pretty good. Got some Anubias. What I like to do with my Anubias is, if you notice, it's all the way in the back there. Why do you think that is? So
it's not getting blasted with the light.
That, and so I never touch it because I will I love Anubias and I love putting it in new tanks, but then if I see it, I'll end up messing with it, and the more you mess with it, the slower it grows. If you just let it sit back there and do its own thing, you'll eventually come to it and it's going to be in a big old clump, and you never even got to stress about it because you couldn't see it happening. So I usually try to hide stuff like that so I don't mess with it and poke and prod.
Okay.
And then so we have more of this that Ludwigia narrowleaf. We got Pogostem and Slatus octopus. I am trying to get big cultures of that Pogostem and Slatus octopus because that is a big seller online. Like, people love that plant.
I would have to agree. It's one of the easier plants to grow. It grows like crazy, and yeah, it's very, very beginner friendly. So yeah, a lot of people really enjoy that one.
Well, and my suggestion for a lot of people that are selling stuff out of their home is to really pay attention to like people like Aquarium Co-op and all these bigger channels. They are the trendsetters for the what do you want to call it?
The hot item.
Yeah, the hot items. That's the word. You know, and he was the one that put me onto this. Like, he had made a video about it, and he was like, "Oh, Pogostem and Slatus octopus, you gotta have it. It's a great tank, tank buster, blah blah blah." And I got it, and he was right, man. I mean, I love selling it. It's one of the easiest ones to sell on Facebook because people associate with it easier. They know the name, and so a lot of plants, you'll have all these names in a list, and if you don't have pictures, if people don't know what they are, they're confused, so they don't have as much confidence. This is a confidence winner for people because they know what it is. That's just something I've noticed. And then obviously Rotala, man. You can't be selling plants without having a little bit of Rotala somewhere. This shit, especially for hard water, killer plant for all of you hard water fish keepers out there. I have too much. Too much. I literally just threw out like a bunch of that.
Well, maybe I'll take some of it home with me.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I think I had before, but I didn't plant it in time. It floated and got kind of gnarly, and
yeah, a lot of the stems can grow floating. This is one I've noticed does not like to float as much.
Yeah, it didn't like it.
Yeah.
By the time I got back around to plant it, it was kind of like it.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with a bunch of that. That's cool. For sure. All right. Oh, Jesus. All right, and this is a fucking mess, so.
I was gonna say, this one looks interesting.
So this tank right here is actually just keeping some sponge filters alive for me.
Okay.
These I pulled out of the tanks that I had up here, and I'll basically be running like 3 sponge filters on this 33 long. So I just needed a place to keep them alive, so they're just sitting in here, keeping them wet, right? We got a bunch of plants I had taken down out of this tank, so I just kind of threw them in here. Got a bunch of Val. We got some corkscrew Val in here, and it's almost scary putting my hand in here. I never know what the hell I'm gonna find. But yeah, and then just a bunch of guppies.
I was gonna say, yeah, I see a bunch of guppies swimming around in there.
Yeah, we got some Pingus. We got half blacks, the light blues, the those Vienna style guppies that you'd hook me up with that one day.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, those are neat.
Yeah, that's a pretty looking fish right there. There you go. Jump back in there. I'm pretty proud of myself. I just caught that with one hand.
That was pretty impressive.
I mean, that was pretty cool, right?
That was nice.
I love it, dude. Gotta love when the magic happens.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this one's heavy.
All right, so you had alluded to the tanks that were up here. You took those down. All the stuff's down there in that bin there. So this is your 33 long. You've got a couple of build videos out on there so far. And this has been a crowdsourcing project, right, between your channel and the people that follow you.
Yeah. We've been basically been trying to mention this on the lives and just kind of getting inspiration from everybody, talking about different aspects of it. You know, what do you guys want to see as far as stocking for it? We've gone through a different couple different ideas. You know, we were talking about doing like a puffer in there, and I really want to do the puffer, but the puffers are, you know, there's a lot of live feeding requirements, as well as just the overall ability to get those fish is just a lot harder. You know, the bigger the puffer, some of them are actually kind of easier to get. The smaller, the medium-sized ones seem to be the ones that I'm having the hardest times sourcing or finding. So. Kind of going a different route with the stocking than originally was hoping for, but we're thinking about doing a big old school of CPDs in it, I think, and
that'd be neat.
Yeah.
Now you just got a piece of wood for this thing too, didn't you?
Yeah. Jesus Christ! I almost just killed myself.
No, kill yourself.
Oh, God. But yeah. So we're gonna be doing a kind of like a river style build. Got to trim this up a little bit. And I got to be careful moving this because this is not attached yet.
Oh, yeah. I like that big live rock, though. That's sweet.
Yeah, dude. And, I got that from Aquarium Adventures. It's like a big box store. Probably paid way more than I should have for 5 chunks of lava rock. But when you see what you want, it's so much more worth it just buying it than like waiting for something that you hope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. I could have shopped around, maybe gotten something cheaper, but then, you know, maybe it wouldn't have been exactly what I wanted. So, but yeah, the idea for this is we actually put out a poll, and I kind of gave everyone a choice of like, oh, which build do you like seeing? Where are we gonna go for more of like a river bank with lily pads, or are we gonna do I don't know, something more like intensely aquascaped, like modern art style aquascape, you know, like those Amano tanks or whatever, you know, something real crazy. And I think we all landed on the idea of just like a river style aquascape, which seems more fun, more interesting, more chill, and I think it'll look awesome on camera.
I think so. Yeah, the 33 long is a really cool size tank because, I mean, you really don't, until you have one like in front of you, you don't realize how like long it is, and it's pretty long.
It's like, I mean, like, it's literally like almost as long as my wingspan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a really cool tank. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's, what is it? Yeah, 4 feet. Yeah, 4 feet long. It's sweet. I mean, I'm addicted to the low life. Like, I love low tanks.
Yeah.
We got some high tanks. We'll see in a little bit here, but the low life is really fun.
They're a lot easier to get your hands in, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Only wet up to the elbows instead of freaking up to your shoulder and stuff. Yeah.
All right, this is your newest setup, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yes, sir.
This is your first Paludarium in the fish room?
Yeah, yeah. Wanted to get a little bit of my feet wet into, you know, kind of like immersed growth stuff, and just getting into terrestrial plants is really like the thing. I've always had this thing with plants. Started the whole fish room based on the idea that growing plants was something that was like really hard for me. Could never keep shit alive. Stuff died all the time, and it was just like there was this necessity of something like an itch I needed to scratch. And you know, I had gotten a couple terrestrial plants, and I was like, you know what? What's a way that this kind of fits half and half with the aquarium keeping? And that's how we ended up with like a Paludarium. What's really cool about a Paludarium is you keep all the feet wet for all the plants that are normally, like, you need to keep up watering or something, right? Well, you don't need to water these. You know, I come in here and I have a misting bottle. If I could actually find my misting bottle, because I moved my table. But yeah, you know, you just got a misting bottle, and you just come here, just spray everything down, make sure all the surfaces are wet. And since I have the lid on there, it keeps the humidity nice and high. And basically all these plants are what you'd call like marginals for the most part, which means they grow on like the edge of a riverbank in the riparium zone. I'm flexing words I just learned yesterday. Yeah, so basically the idea is these plants like wet feet and prefer to be out of the water, but can grow in water. So you got like stuff you'll recognize, Bacopa. That's Bacopa caroliniana. That is a really easy marginal plant.
I don't know if you remember the Bacopa I got from the what is it, the last swap we were at, Quad Cities. Remember that big bag of Bacopa I got?
Yeah.
I've actually got it doing this. I haven't even planted it since I got it, and I've got it floating in 2 tanks, and it's like formed a mat on top of the water, and it's just growing straight up from there, kind of just like this. Yeah,
it's a great plant, and it's actually one that can get it smells good too. I think really? I think it has a scent.
Never smelled it. I'm gonna have to smell it then.
I don't know if it scents after it flowers, but I that one, and then there's there's another one that does similar, and it smells really good, like citrusy.
Okay, and then you said this one here, that's the willow?
Yeah, this is the Hygrophila willow that you'd hooked me up with, and I am super happy that this stuff is growing like this.
Yeah, that's neat.
Right, dude? Like I've gotten hygro to grow out of my tanks. Actually, I'll show it over here, but it never stays well. Like, it needs to be really wet. The leaves need constant.
It does, because I had this same stuff growing. I don't even have this anymore, honestly. The hygro willow, just because it just grew way too fast for me, and I had to get rid of it. But
and then as soon as it grows up the top, it sheds everything under.
Yeah,
right?
It was growing out of the top, and then it would die off underneath, and then shortly after it died off underneath, it would just die off up top. And it's like it got too dry and just like
And so terrarium style growing for that stuff, dude. Yeah, super awesome. And I got another little clump of it right there. Well, I didn't know how it was going to go once I had taken it out of it was in water. And then I built this up more because I just needed more land area. Yeah. And I think it's liking that actually even more. So we'll see. I'm hoping it gets like nice and tall and bushy. It'd be sweet.
All right. So what? What else you got?
So we have an anole in here. That's our newest creature for the fish room. I wanted to do something that kind of reminded me of my childhood. I used to have anoles when I was a kid, and I've had bearded dragons and a bunch of different stuff, but couldn't really fit yet a bearded dragon enclosure. That might be coming up here soon.
This guy's cool. Did you want to throw some food in there? See if we can
dude, let's feed them. All right, so
now the anoles are they a Florida native? Is that?
So
or do they just like?
He is a Bahamian anole, which I believe is from the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping I'm not being like
Bahamian,
ignorant. Bahamian. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So he likes, not all anoles like this amount of moisture.
Okay.
Him specifically, he does. Okay. They need that the humidity. Whereas, like I said, opposed to regular anoles, they don't like as much humidity.
Okay.
but I am not nearly a reptile expert.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these are going to get out, so. Okay. Nope. Oh my god.
Right.
Dude, I think we did it smooth.
We got crickets.
Yeah. And he'll go wild, man. Once he sees them.
Yeah, unless he knows we're filming him, and then.
Yeah, right. And then and then all the camera shot comes in.
Like, nah. You got one crawling up the glass.
Come on, dude. Come and eat. Come and eat. But yeah, so I also have so that moss on this rock right here is actually Christmas moss from that tank over there. So I'm trying, basically my idea was like, I want to see how far I could go without really buying extra stuff. So I just took basically all the aquarium plants, because if you've started learning about aquarium plants, you'll realize that a lot of them, like I said, are marginals. They're not really plants that like to grow underwater. They just will. So I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens here. Brazilian pennywort, I knew would do well. That's definitely seeming to take off a little bit. I only put like a little bit in there. Frog bits, loving it.
Okay.
This is
Look, we got a cricket crawling up there. I want to see.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see what happened there. Get him. Nothing.
I did feed him yesterday, but he usually eats every day, every other day.
It's alright, this cricket's gonna walk right over to him.
Oh,
Here we go.
come on, get it.
That's some action.
Alright, sorry, dude. I'm not looking. Give you your privacy. I'm embarrassed. I don't like eating in front of people.
Right there, we're gonna get the shot right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
we got
nice. Love it.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. Killer shot. The magic of the kitchen fish room, man.
Hell yeah. Alright, bonus super secret tank behind all the tanks.
Yep, sometimes in a fish room, you got to find creative ways to fit stuff in, and this one just kind of ended up getting shoved back here. Honestly, not the prettiest tank, so you really don't need to see it, right? This is just a workhorse. Basically, I have a egg collector situation in there that I kind of made up, and then that tube that leads up to the breeder box kind of pulls the eggs from under that moss when the CPDs drop them in there, delivers them up to this breeding setup right up here, and then they'll kind of collect and hatch out. And when I see babies, I eventually will pull them out and put them in a grow out tank. So this is pretty much the standard way that a lot of people breed CPDs, or every now and then they'll just use like a container and just kind of have like mesh, moss, and you just pull the container out every now and then. I'm lazy. I don't like getting my hands wet if I don't have to, stuff like that.
This looks way easier.
Yeah, dude, and it really is. It's
Autopilot.
Yeah, it's autopilot, exactly, and it acts as its own filter too. So I mean, it's like it's got the movement, and I keep this real low stocked anyways. So I mean, not that it really needs a lot of filtration, but yeah, that's pretty much that. And I just keep the Anubias little rhizomes in there just to kind of give the babies something to land on and swim around and whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta get some B-roll of the dog. Zoomies. I gotta stop adding coffee to this water bowl.
All right, so we're venturing out of the kitchen fish room here, and we're spanning into the living room, and you've got what, 4 tanks out here? And we'll start with this one here on the bottom.
All right, so this is probably one of my first, like, I guess, real like trial aquascapes. Like, I wanted to do an island style tank. I hadn't had any tanks that were really aquascaped, right? And so as you can see, it's really overgrown. Did that on purpose. I could have trimmed it back, but a tank looks to me better, just kind of more overgrown, more filled up. But usually what you're seeing here is kind of all of this foreground plant kind of trimmed to this level. And you have a nice island scape here with some anubias. Got more of that rotala. And then we have, what you call it? We have a crypt, some crypts hidden in there. We got a crypt right there. That one's popping out. We got some dwarf sag, which is kind of transforming out of its dwarf form there and getting a little bit bigger.
Sweet red really shrimp there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of, it's a really red shrimp colony. Not really one that, not really, but one that I'm like culling out of, just kind of selling, some cheap red shrimp to people when they want them. And then we got the dwarf hair, or it's called dwarf hair grass, but that's actually the full-size hair grass version.
Okay.
Trim that, and then it starts carpeting out more, and I'm about to do one of those after we finish up this tour here, and it'll get even thicker, which is pretty sweet.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so we're up from the floor and on to this one here. What's going on in here, Kyle? This one is a recently new aquascape, right?
Yeah, so basically this was known as the Vallisneria tank for the longest time. It was just basically just a rock barrier with just Vallisneria in the center, and then we just kind of had some of the dwarf sedge growing up in the front there. For the longest time, just had the harlequins and a couple rainbows in there, which is these dwarf neon rainbows. And recently, I got bored of it. It was just all that Vallisneria, just straight lines, not a lot of texture to the aquascape, not a lot of very interesting things to look at. And so went online, ran a poll, I think, and asked a few people of like, hey, what can I do to make this better? Actually, you know what? I think it was in one of my vlogs, and you actually were one of the people that were like, no, dude, you got to put this wood in this tank. And because I was thinking about using that, or maybe in the 33 long, and this is what I ended up with, and I'm very, very happy with the way it's turning out here.
Yeah, this is sweet. I like it.
The extra plants besides the val have all just been recently added, so they're not, doing their full thing yet. They're still getting acclimated, still figuring things out. But give it like, a month or so, and this is going to be one heck of a tank for real.
Yeah. So what kind of angels you got floating around in here? So
those are the Philippine blues. That's just a coloration that I really like seeing. I like the more subdued colorations on fish. So pick those out. And I'm going to contradict myself here. The other ones I would have gone for would have been like a red devil, which is that super bright coloration. Just didn't find those at the right price point, to be honest. They were still a little bit pricey right now. So, so we got those, and we got the.
I was gonna say, I seen, what was that? Where'd the half beak go?
Yeah, he's usually chilling out up top as half beaks do.
There he is. He's over there.
Where is he?
Right in the top left corner.
Oh yeah, right here. This guy, if you guys have not had a wrestling half beak, get one. I'm telling you, they are just full of personality, super interesting fish to watch hunt. The way they eat, they have this like trap door, like kind of like an arowana mouth. It just like opens up super big, and they just scoop stuff from the top. It's like just really neat, just like freaking. And I love it. And where do you see a fish that's shaped like that? Just super unique shape to them. We also have some the threadfin rainbows and the harlequin res boras in there. They're all right. The threadfins, they're one that like looks so good. You'll see like these amazing videos of them online and everything. You only get to see that great coloration out of them every now and then. I mean, they're looking pretty good right now, but you really have to see them kind of sparring and showing off for them to look cool.
Yeah.
They haven't really kept my that's like a big full-grown male right there, but I don't know. They haven't kept my attention as much as like angels and stuff have. Yeah, and got some plecos in there.
Yeah,
got those from a good friend of mine. keeping the tank nice and clean for us. Yeah. Stay.
All right, so a little ways down here, we got another tank that I am going to lay on the floor for, because that is most comfortable. If I sit here and kneel, it's going to kill my knees.
Yep. So this is the blue metal lace guppy. This is the home colony. So basically, like when I was telling you about the blue metal lace that I have over there, this is my girlfriend's tank. She's been taking care of the original.
Well, well, hey, now she's not your girlfriend anymore.
You're right about that. That's my fiance's tank. Okay. You are right about that. Hey, go on, get out of here. But yeah. So that's her original colony. And what I like about them is you'll see on some of the females that you couldn't see in my version of them is they get this like mohawk top fin. Like it's what is that? The Jesus Christ. Dorsal fin. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Couldn't think of the word. But they get this like long mohawk. Yeah. And it is it's the one thing that I think makes them real special compared to the average blue metal lace lines. You know, the dorsals, you can even see it on the males too. They get a nice long trail around that dorsal, which for the most part I try to keep shorter fin, you know, fish, but that I make an exception for. I just like it. Yeah. Just like the way that looks.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah. It's just got some Valsnaria in there. We got to do a rescape on that eventually, but just haven't gotten around to it.
Cool.
Oh man, she's got one of our OG Nerites in there too. I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
I just found I was showing Nicole the other day Nerites in my big community tank. They're probably, if not bigger than that, you know, definitely the same size, but man, when they get old, they get so big like that.
Yeah, and you just don't really get to see it that much.
Yeah, right? they must just, like, the bigger they are, like, the slower they move. So, like, once in a while, you'll see them in the front, and then they're there for, like, a day, and then they're just gone forever again.
Yeah, yep. Better? Man, that's crazy.
All right, so this is our last tank here, and this one is I would say, the coolest. This tank is very neat.
Yeah, this is my Tequila splitfin tank, the tree tank, whatever you want to call it. You know, when I first got into fish keeping a few years ago, the thing that I wanted to do the most was create a tree in a tank, right? I needed to see a tree. For some reason, I don't know, I got a thing. You'll notice it's kind of a theme amongst a lot of my tanks is like tree trunks, the immersed growth of a tree, that kind of thing, right? That riparian zone. So this is like the fruition of that. Like all of my work and my effort of learning how to aquascape, learning how to use different driftwoods, learning how to use different plants, and really building up to like the ultimate goal, which was a tree in a fish tank. Yeah, so I put together this aquascape. We got the Tequila splitfins in here, the Zoogeneticus Tequila, which is, it's got an amazing story that you may have heard about. Basically was saved by hobbyist breeders, was extinct functionally in the wild, and because of hobbyist breeders putting our collective efforts together, they were able to reintroduce the species to the wild, which I think is just an absolute magical story. You tend to hear a lot of the negativity of human interaction with nature and our negative effects on the world, and this right here, these fish, is an example of how humans can positively affect nature, what we can do, and what we can do to kind of step back some of the negative effects that we've had, right? We got a friend of the channel, Ed's Aquatic Exotics, and he likes to point out the idea of just one tank. If you have a bunch of fish tanks and you're into breeding, you have a little bit of knowledge behind it, dedicate one of your tanks to a fish species that maybe isn't as much commonly known. Maybe it's one that's more rare or possibly endangered. Dedicate that to one of your fish tanks. Who knows, one day maybe you'll be the only person to have that species and you can be the one that reintroduces it.
So this one's hard to get close to. It's got this pendulum light. As
soon
as I get, it's like,
you get that glare almost immediately.
Oh, here we go. If I get right in on it.
Yeah, I've tried using blinders, man. It's like there's like almost no way.
I just wanted to spotlight these. Yeah, these are beautiful Gudaids.
Yeah, and those males, that orange, it really doesn't do justice right now. When you get that thing, and it's fully colored up trying to breed, it is a beautiful colored fish. The body gets super dark, that orange gets super bright, and it is it's just something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We got a bunch of the bulbitis. We got, Christmas moss in here. Crypt Affinis. It's Crypt Affinis. We got Crypt Rosen Maiden. This is that Hygrophila silicofolia or cherry leaf. I can't remember. One of the two. And this is what we were talking about, right? So it can grow immersed, but if you don't keep it wet, you'll lose these leaves. This is probably the best chance it's got, unless I missed every day. And then what'll happen though is as soon as you get this immersed growth, it really likes to grow up here, doesn't like to grow underwater. So what you'll see is you'll start getting all these leaves that just start dying off and melting back. And yeah, you see plecos damaging the leaves. In reality, if that leaf was super healthy, it wouldn't be doing that much damage to it. Those leaves are just starting to die out in favor of the immersed growth. Mm-hmm. So that's, that's the way I interpret that situation going on.
So this is cool with the stump coming out of the water there.
Yeah, we got the spiderwood configuration. That's like 4 different pieces of spiderwood that I stuck together, and then this random piece of wood that I found outside. It needed one little piece right there, and it was just like the perfect piece. Just threw it in there, and I was like, oh, awesome. Yeah. And then we got the variegated pothos. We got the wandering dude, whatever you want to call that, and then we actually had a spider plant, but it looks like it died.
Okay.
What is that?
I don't know. That's all right. Spider plant, Schmider plant.
Yeah. Yep. And that's that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get set up and we'll kind of give our.
I'd like lose fucking circulation in my legs because like the freaking thing would be cutting it off.
Yeah. I might have to drag one of these up there, but all right. So that's gonna wrap up our tour. Our tour here at Kyle.
Like,
Nope,
is this in the way?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. All right. So that's gonna wrap up the Fishroom tour here at Kyle's. I've enjoyed my time here. The swap was a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me over, man. This was great. Not my first time here, my second time here, but I've gotten my first time I came over here. I didn't really know y'all. I think this is our first time meeting each other.
Yeah.
You know, it went well, but it was a lot more enjoyable this time because we actually have built this relationship and
you'd be able to be more relaxed.
Yeah,
right?
Yep. It was definitely a lot more relaxed and chill, and yeah. So I appreciate you having me over and letting me do this.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. You're welcome anytime. Like I said, I had a lot of fun too, and yeah, dude, this is the first Fishroom tour from someone else, so it's really cool to see and be part of, man. Yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna end this one. I'll drop Kyle's link to his YouTube in the description or somewhere on the video. See which one happens first, but yeah, I appreciate everyone watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.
Peace.